Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome here to a different kind of review to usual. Obviously, usually we look at the match in a lot of detail. Barcelona today taking on Getafe at the Camp Nou, and I can tell you that it has finished Barcelona 2, Getafe 0. I'm telling you that because obviously a lot of you guys maybe wouldn't have seen the game, and I can completely understand that. A lot of people don't really want to watch Barcelona right now, and particularly don't want to watch them under Ernesto Valverde, and that's going to be my first port of call here. We're going to come on to the game. We're going to talk about a few details from the game just later on in the video, but I'm going to start with the big topic of Ernesto Valverde, because right the way today on social media, it has been trending. Valverde out, Barcelona fans very, very unhappy, and it's quite clear we want to see action. That's the most important thing right now. We want to see the club, in my opinion, and the opinion of many, many others as well. We want to see us moving in the right direction, and moving in the right direction is with Ernesto Valverde walking smack bang out of the door at the Camp Nou and never, ever returning. We will leave him, of course, on good spirits. If he does go, we'll congratulate him on his 2 La Liga titles, but now for me is the time to go, and the reason for that is what we've seen over the last 2 years. It's not just about one game, it's not just about today, but I want to start here by talking about the lineup that Ernesto Valverde chose going into this game. Now bear in mind, we've won La Liga. La Liga now is wrapped up, completely sealed, signed, done, and against Celta Vigo in our last game, it was heavy rotations when the Champions League was still in play, and Valverde, they had no problem doing that. So don't say today that the lineup is because we want to show integrity to our opponents in that Champions League place that is up for grabs with the Getafe, because clearly last weekend Celta were fighting relegation and we didn't give a damn about the integrity of the league then, so we certainly wouldn't have done now. This here was Ernesto Valverde's lineup with nothing, absolutely nothing to play for in this game. This is what he chose. In goal, Jasper Cillessen, who may actually be playing his final game at the Camp Nou today, and in front of the Barcelona fans, he does seem to be heading to Benfica. That one looks signed, sealed, done, delivered. Barcelona and Benfica have reached an agreement, so Cillessen could be heading to Portugal there for his next move on a permanent deal. Jordi Alba at left back, Roberto right back, Umtiti, Gerard Piqué. Look at that midfield. It is done. We have won the league. These players played at Anfield just a few days later now in a pointless game, in a meaningless game. Rakitic, Busquets, Vidal as your midfield, as conservative as you can get, suck the life out the entire team with that midfield, and then Coutinho retaining his place there at the attack, Messi and Malcolm. And Malcolm is only playing this game. You know that he's only playing this game because 1, there's no Dembele, and 2, there's no Luis Suarez. That's the only reason here. He's got some minutes, and of course, Ernesto Valverde couldn't even leave him out there for the full 90 minutes, and he actually brought Malcolm off to be replaced by Nelson Semedo in, again, a pointless game. And the point that I'm making here is, guys, no youngsters. No faith once again shown in the likes of Todibo, in the likes of Carlos Alenia, in the likes of Ricky Puig, in the likes of Abel Ruiz. Carlos Alenia came on with 28 minutes of the game to go. Abel Ruiz came on with 21 minutes to go. Valverde here giving absolutely no trust, no faith in those youngsters who today at the Camp Nou could have really lit it up. They could have given us some excitement. There's nothing to play for. This game means nothing, but Valverde still going with such a strong team, going with the recognised names. It's the same team week in, week out. Rakitic, Busquets, Coutinho, Piqué, Alba. They know they're going to be in the team. They know they're going to be in the team. No matter what happens, they will always play. And that, for me, that's the biggest problem here. Valverde will not drop these guys. He will not bring the youth players in. He won't give them a chance. He won't just let his guard down for 1 minute and actually just give us some excitement. He will not do that. And you know what? I think today, looking at that team, it's actually made me even more annoyed with Ernesto Valverde. You know the reason why? You know the reason why, for me, he doesn't want to give that trust there to the youngsters. He didn't want to sort of experiment with his team today, even though there was nothing to play for, and we've got nothing on the line for the rest of the season. You know why? Because he's saving his own job. He's saving his own skin. All he is thinking about with that lineup there is not us. He's not thinking about the fans. He's not even thinking about the players. All he's thinking about is himself. He's thinking, all I have to do here is put out a strong team. We'll just scrape over the line against Getafe. We'll win the game. We'll put in a good result, as we have done all season. And then people will think, look, Barcelona have won, and I can keep the fans off my back. What he didn't want to do was put those young players out there in case we actually conceded a goal. In case maybe Getafe scored first, and then he was worried about the reception he'd get at the Camp Nou. Instead, he put the players out there. He actually put them under enormous pressure. And you know why? Because he sent the players out here who'd played in Anfield. He did that. He put them onto the pitch. So actually, the spotlight today would be on the exact same players. And you heard it out there. You heard the fans turn. on. Did they turn against Valverde? No, they didn't. The stupid fans wanted to turn against the players. Today, Felipe Coutinho was booed. Sergio Busquets was booed out there at the Camp Nou and whistled today. That is unacceptable. And today, Valverde put those players in the firing line. They were happy there to go out on the field, play yet again. Valverde wanted them out there so they could take the brunt of the criticism, the brunt there of the supporters' fury, and not Valverde. It wasn't on him, and once again today, he's come away with a result. We've won by 2-0. Getafe, before we scored, had a goal disallowed. Very, very unfortunate. They actually could have taken the lead there. Then, though, it was Arturo Vidal who scored for Barcelona. A free kick in from Messi. Piqué with a header, parried back out. Vidal smashing in the rebound. And, of course, then Messi trying to get on the score sheet, but eventually it has been given as an own goal just a few minutes in time. But that was basically it from Valverde. And what I want to say is this. Today, at the Camp Nou, there was 57,000 people in attendance. It basically means out there today, there was over 40,000 empty seats at the Camp Nou. It was soulless, it was lifeless. Like I say, the fans directing fury, directing anger at the players, at individual players out there. Ter Stegen, after he came out for his warm-up, was actually asking the crowd for a bit of forgiveness. And I want to say this right here and now. People come to watch performances. People pay big money as well to go to the Camp Nou. They're not interested in the final result. What they're interested in is going to the Camp Nou, enjoying a performance, enjoying a display. Otherwise, you could just watch the game from home. If all you wanted to know was the result, if all you wanted to know was the score, all you could do is keep up to date with it on your phone, keep up to date with it wherever you like, but not in the stadium. The people who arrive there, they want to see a show. They come to be enthralled by a Barcelona team. They come to be enthralled by a special team with a special identity and a special history. Are they getting that from Barcelona? Have we been getting that right throughout the season? No, we haven't. For some reason, and I don't know why, the fans believe that it's the players' fault. But it's not. Valverde is behind this. Valverde here, once again today, showing he wants those players to take the full brunt of the blame. He wants those players to stand in front of him until the very end. And unfortunately, he seems to have the players as well wrapped around his fingers because he keeps playing them. He keeps playing Coutinho. He keeps playing Rakitic. He keeps playing all these players week in, week out. So they actually like him because they know they're safe under Valverde and Valverde is safe under him. And I'm sitting here like, we're actually trapped. Us, as the fans here, we're trapped. There's no way out. The players seem to quite like Valverde. Nobody here is speaking up against him. You know why? Because they like having him. Like I say, they play their football. Then there's Valverde, who is happy there to be protected again by the players. And the fans inside the stadium don't seem to realise that Valverde is behind this negative style. And it just seems like we're sort of destined here to stay with Valverde. And I can't get my head around that. I cannot understand how a club of this size, a club of this rich tradition, rich history, rich philosophy can actually stand back and allow Ernesto Valverde time and time again to just stand there motionless, without a real philosophy, without a real style, sucking the life slowly out of Barcelona. This cannot happen. This cannot go on. We have to act. We really do. And you know another thing as well, I was actually researching before this game the actual salary of Ernesto Valverde, because when he put this lineup out there, I was thinking, look, it's all about him. All he wants to do right now is keep his job as the Barcelona manager. He's going to do whatever it takes to do that, and whatever it takes to sort of spin it, that he's doing a good job. And you know what? Ernesto Valverde is one of the highest paid coaches in the entire world of football. He reportedly, according to L'Equipe, earns €23 million salary every year. He is currently on €23 million a year, which is the equivalent of over €400,000 every single week. And of course, he wants to keep that job. That is the bottom line here, guys. He believes he's doing a good job. He believes here he's got this squad under control. He's got the fans under control. You heard him in his press conference. He wants to stay. He wants to carry on. The only thing we can do now as fans is obviously rebel, revolt. We've seen that on social media. That may have an impact. But all we have to do really is put our trust in the hierarchy. And like I said yesterday, that does not fill me with confidence. Bartomeu has to act. Is he the man to do it? Is he going to be brave enough and sort of not be a coward like we've seen him be in the past? He has to fire Ernesto Valverde from this football club. Otherwise, he's staying here. He's planting his feet, he's digging his heels in, and he is going to continue sucking the life, sucking the soul out of this Barcelona team. And unfortunately, this club as a whole. And you know what, guys? I'm really, really sad actually that it came down to this. I didn't want to make a video like this. I didn't want to once again today be surrounded by Barcelona, but when you watch them go out there, it all comes flooding back, doesn't it? The mistakes of Liverpool, the mistakes of Rome, it all comes back to you, and that feeling of hurt, that feeling of frustration, that feeling that we cannot let that happen again. It just makes you feel like we have to change. There has to be a change here, and that starts with the coach. And I do remain, if we get rid of Valverde, I truly believe here we can get a squad of players with the additions we have next season. It could be a phenomenal season. All we have to do first is shift the manager. If the manager goes, if Valverde is walking out of that door, suddenly things get a whole lot better here for Barcelona. But it all starts there. That is the vital cog, and in the coming weeks, in the next game in the league, of course, away at Eibar, that's going to have no significance at all. But the Copa del Rey final, that is the big game for me. After that game, will Valverde continue to be in charge of Barcelona? We are going to have to wait and see. And hopefully, for all of our sake, he will not be. But we're going to have to wait and see. And as of right now, that's all the information that I can give you. So believe me, guys, while it may seem like it's difficult right now, and no doubt it is, and it is certainly frustrating to watch what's happening and having to sort of wait and hope that good news is coming, I do believe that if it does, it will be colossal. There is a way up, there is a way out, but we have to take that chance. And the hierarchy, the Barcelona board, the people in charge of our destiny, they must act. And so, until next time, we will wait for news. But until then, as always, Vasca el Barça.